Okay, people, so it's like, oh, I think it's like October 22nd or something like that, 2018. There is a whole bunch of stuff that happened at the little house, but I'm not going to talk about that. What I'm going to do right now, people, is I'm going to focus on the car. Because for the ones that don't know, right, in January, on January 9th of 2015, after I slept for about a week, because I don't normally get sick, people. I get, my nose runs, pressure in my head, you know, my eyes or whatever, but I don't get colds and, you know, flus and that kind of stuff, right? Because I'm always working in things, right? So I have a pretty good immune system, right? But for some reason, there was a flu going around in Surrey, and the girls were working at McDonald's, and everybody was coming down with it. Anyway, I ended up getting it, people. And for a whole week, I pretty much slept. Everybody got it in the house. And Uncle John was the last one to get it, because as I was sleeping, he was keeping an eye on Andre. Okay? Because Uncle John was well aware of what was going on. He could move around. He could make his own coffee. He could change himself. He could do everything that he normally did. It's just, you know, he was getting a little old. So, anyway, after I kind of woke up from my stupor from having the flu, right? You know, okay, I don't even know if that was recording. Let me just check. Okay, I'll try this one more time. I unplugged the power. Maybe that might help. It's getting too much juice. So anyway, for 2 days, he was starting to get sick, right? And I said, okay, you know, we're going to go, right? But what happened was delirium kind of set in, and he started acting a little loopy. So versus taking him to the doctor, I discussed it with him, and I said, gee, John, you know, you're acting kind of strange, right? You know, you're just like, there's something wrong all of a sudden. It just kind of popped up out of nowhere. And, you know, he got the diarrhea because he caught the flu, people, right? So we decided to phone the ambulance and have him go as a non-emergency patient to the hospital with the ambulance, because I wanted to make sure that he wasn't going to get whacked back like me and sleep for a week on me and then die because he was going to get dehydrated. Because that's the kind of flu it was. It was a sleeping kind. That's all you wanted to do was sleep. Right? And because he was getting the onset of that flu, and then he kind of went loopity-loop on me, and he was talking, like, doing just, you know, not anything major, but just not his normal self. I said, you know, John, like, you know, and then, you know, then it hit him, right? And the kids and I were helping him with the shower, and, you know, we were helping him walk to the bathroom, and he had diarrhea, and, you know, I was trying to give him soup and whatever, but at the end of the day, we decided to have him go to the hospital, right? Okay, so we know what happened from that point forward, because I phoned up the family and I said, gee, you know, John's in the hospital. I don't know what's wrong with him. You know, once in your fucking life, you need to come down here and see him, right? Because, you know, I have to live with me for 23 years, people. These people ignored him. You know, they never came to fucking see him. Oh, sure, they sent him a birthday card. Oh, wow, they sent him a birthday card. You know, he went to his mother's house once a year to go for her annual birthday party. But other than that, only one time, one sister came when he had his prostate. Other than that, nothing. Nothing. That's why I said, you know, you need, and his mother is saying, oh, well, are you guys living common law? When in fact she knew that Uncle John and I weren't living common law, because he used to take the kids to his mother's house and introduce the kids as his grandchildren. That's because the mother was 99 years old, and she knew that John had inherited this money, and her kids hadn't told him about it. And that's why she was asking me if I was in common law relationship with Uncle John, right? Because they were trying to figure out a way to keep the fucking money away from me, as they took it away from John, because they didn't tell John that he got it. They withheld that information, people, for 13 months. Until they got him tucked away like their dirty secret at the Victoria General Hospital. And then that's when they spilled the fucking beans. And when the kids went to go see him, his sister called security on them and kicked them out, telling John that he wasn't allowed to talk to them because he wasn't feeling better yet, and that he knew that. Because she was stealing his money. Anyway, back to the car. So I drove it for the year, and because I had spent $2,000 on it before I parked it, in terms of I bought new tires, I had all the wiring done, my motor was good, right, because I have a good mechanic, but, you know, I had to park it for 6 months or whatever it was just to recoup my losses in terms of I am on a budget, right? So I parked the car for 6 months or whatever the freak it was after I fixed it, and then we got sick, and I said, well, this is a good time to put it back on the road so I can take you to the doctors. Turned out we decided to have the ambulance come in. Next thing you know it, Uncle John's being medically kidnapped, but because I had done all this work on the car before I had insured it after it had been parked, I was able to drive it for a whole year with zero problems, people, with zero freaking problems. No tune-ups, nothing for a whole freaking year. But then when my time came up on January 9th of 2016, I had to park it because I was being bankrupt by these people, because they left me with a $40,000 debt load, right? A house full of depressed kids, right? And they started gang stalking on YouTube, and they brought in some gossip website and just all phoned the freaking city on me, phoned MCFD on me, tried to get me to lose my grandson, tried to get me to lose my house, you know, they tried to destroy my life just so they couldn't get caught at what they did to Uncle John and his immediate family. So the car, basically, the point of that is the car has been parked since January 9th of 2016. It is not moved. Okay? So what you're going to see is her coming back to life. Because I've owned this car for 28 years, people. I love this car. This car has gotten my family, including Uncle John, through thick and thin. Right? And because of the Duncan clan, Uncle John lost his life in a very terrible way. An old, lonely, old man hooked up to machines so that they could profiteer off his pension plans and his inheritance. Telling him that he couldn't talk to his loved ones because he hadn't gotten better yet in the whole time that he was in their care. My daughter never went to college to become the nurse that she wanted to be, right? Because she was so, one, depressed at what happened to Andre. And then when we get Andre back home and we start getting her life back together and she's going now to school for college to go to be a nurse, what happens? Uncle John gets medically kidnapped. So she never finished that course. And it took her another 2 years before she even got ready to start again and try it again. And then she got, caused of death. Somebody caused her death. Because it wasn't Shimei who caused her death. It was somebody else. All because of what the fucking Duncan clan started out to do. Basically. Because they just didn't take John to take his money. They destroyed freaking 7 other people's lives while they did it. And Shimei paid a huge price around that. Because if she would have went to school when Uncle John was here and finished it, she wouldn't have met the one who caused her death. And she'd be alive today. A nurse. So, this car has been parked for almost 3 years because of the Duncan clan and what they did to Uncle John. It was Uncle John who bought this car. It was my Uncle Nick who sold this car to my Uncle John. Uncle John took a bus, a blind man, took a bus from Victoria, BC, all the way out to freaking Alberta, Edmonton, to come and pick me up so that I could drive back with my 2 kids and the car that he bought me that I still have, which is going to be rolling on the roads very freaking soon. Right? So for 3 years, almost, this car has been sitting parked in my driveway because of the freaking Duncan clan, Fraser Health Authority, and CIBC Bank. and anybody else that's in that freaking beehive trying to protect that fucking honeycomb that was obviously very fruitful for them, but a poison for Uncle John and the rest of his family. And it destroyed Shemay. And it got her caused a death. Anyway.
Okay.
So anyway, people, this is an exciting day here. We got smoke coming out of old Betsy. It's October 22nd, 2018. And we've got, what's your name again?
Crazy Bob running Mafia.
Crazy Bob running the Mafia. Fixing my car here.
Crazy Bob's got it. We're going to try and bring this beast back to life here,
bring this beast back to life for sure.
81 Oldsmobile, what is it, Cutlass?
Yeah, 81 Oldsmobile Cutlass. I've owned it for 28 years.
The lady loves the car, so we see what we can do about it.
Yeah.
Find the spiders and the cobwebs and looking and the raccoons and the cats and the rats and the dogs. And
everything's been. Yeah. I've had homeless people sleep in this car, raccoons, cats, everything. So,
as you can see, we got a plant going up the back.
So anyway, it was almost cranking over. Almost. My battery's no good, so I'm going to have to give you some money to go get me a battery.
So what I want you to do is I want you to get a shot of the car down here.
Shot of the car down here?
A shot of the car down here. I want you to all the moss and the mildew all down the side there.
Oh.
Yeah, and the dents. You want to get all that?
Okay. Okay, we're taking an inventory here, guys.
I want you to get a shot of all the damage on the side here.
Oh, I guess he can make this thing spiffy now if he wants to. He can spiffy up this car real bad. Can you fix squeaky doors?
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's not a problem. WD-40.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at the moss. Look at the mildew.
Yeah. Well, now that you've got it.
Can you believe? Oh yeah, it stinks too.
Yeah.
Now
Well,
that it's in my hands. You know. Oh my God, look at that spider. Look at the size of that spider, folks. That's a wolf spider.
That's a wolf spider, people.
Might be a black widow. Might be an actual lady. You never know. But, no, sorry, you're on tape. But anyways, the taillight lenses are good. I mean, we got something to work with here. It's not too far gone that it can't be saved. If I can't save this car, my name's not Crazy Bob.
Okay. Crazy Bob on the job.
Look at the mildew though.
Crazy Bob on the job.
That thing can smell because you're sure gonna get stuff in there.
It's okay. I'll steam clean it this week.
Okay. Well, no, get someone to do it. I'll pay him $5. Look at that. Enough. Well, you know what? You can put that shit. I can replace it for nothing. Pull that out and puts 4 bolts. It's a lot easier to replace it than ride around on it because it's.
What's that?
That's seats.
No.
Yeah, I put some bucket seats in there.
No, it doesn't. It's okay.
The rats were eating the headrest and everything. We'll see what we can do.
No, that was the kids. When they were little. They used to pick it off when I was driving.
Yeah.
5 kids, all the neighborhood kids.
You've had 5 kids in this car?
Yeah, raised all 5 kids.
Yeah, you know,
I've moved this thing. When I pack it, I can put thousands and thousands of pounds on it, and then it rides like a low rider.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just lovely. I love the way this car fucking rides when it's heavy.
Can you see your camera?
Yeah.
You still filming?
I think so, yeah. I don't know if it's going to upload because I'm having a problem with this camera.
Well, that's fine.
But we'll try it. And if not, we'll do another video.
Yeah, we can do that.
It's not uploading onto my. It's not uploading, right? For some reason, it's an old camera. I have problems with it. So we'll see. This is just a tester. That's when somebody used my car. This camera's no good, but I do have my son's camera, so we can always do it again.
It'll record to the camera though, doesn't it?
Yeah, but I can't upload it on the computer because this camera, there's a loose connection in it.
The camera, though.
Yeah, it blew out on me last night. See, people? She wants to jump. Look at that. It's been sitting here for 2 years, thanks to the medical kidnapping of Uncle John. Ooh, something just flew off.